The Lucha Brothers were a staple of early All Elite wrestling, and from the outset, you could tell they were destined to hold multiple titles in the company, both together and alone. The brothers had unlimited potential, and if handled properly, they could have been synonymous with AEW forever. But that would only happen in the dimension of imagination. I'm Mr. Hartgrave, the only AEW historian. And you are now in the middle ground between light and shadow, between fact and fiction. It is an area which we call From Parts Unknown.
I've been telling people on this channel to subscribe, and they won't.
Yes?
What can we do about that? Can you help me out? Maybe if you tell them to subscribe, they'll do it.
Threaten them. I'll threaten them
Yeah,
for
if
you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. You don't have to do it or you're cursed.
During an AEW promotional event before the first Double or Nothing pay-per-view, the brothers showed up unannounced and jumped the Young Bucks on stage. It was wild and signaled the start of a run of epic matches between the two teams. My favorite of these matches has gotta be the ladder match they did for the AAA World Tag Belts at All Out 2019. You can watch this whole pay-per-view for free on YouTube, and I suggest you do just that if you haven't already. But it's this match that 100% sold me on AEW. There was no stopping my obsession after watching this. Like, if your wrestling promotion can't put on a match like this, then I have no interest in it. I like all kinds of wrestling, but for me, this is next level shit. Just entertaining as fuck and a blast to watch. It's the goddamn violent circus, and I'm here for it. I've heard some people complain about matches like this, but I just don't get it. I certainly enjoy some cheesy wrestling storytelling. Who doesn't? But if that's all it ever is, I mean, there are plenty of shows out there to watch that are well written and plotted out from start to end, but I've seen very few things like matches between the Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks. Maybe all I really need to say here is, This is my shit. The brothers would be unable to reclaim the AAA World Tag Belts and would also come up short during the initial tournament to crown the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions. Perhaps this was the first missed opportunity with the duo, since placing the belts on SCU would turn out to be nothing more than a footnote in AEW history due to that team not having anywhere near the longevity that the Lucha Brothers would sustain. If you would like to know more about SCU, make sure you check out that video on this channel. And if you would like to help support this channel, the best way to do that is to join our Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can keep videos like this coming. We have also been posting Patreon exclusive content that cannot be found anywhere else. So when you run out of videos on this channel, you can find even more for just $1. The other way you can help support us is to subscribe.
And ring that bell a few times until it turns solid. Apparently, if you just click it once, it's not good enough. Why isn't it good enough? I don't know. It doesn't seem fair, does it? What can I say? YouTube can be pretty unreasonable when it comes to these things. And here's the sad truth. Even if you subscribe and ring the bell until it promises to alert you when new videos drop, it probably still won't. So what will you need to do if you like this channel and you want to see all the videos released here is to go and get a 4x6 postcard and write to YouTube directly. Tell them that you very much like the videos on the Mr. Hartgrave from Parts Unknown channel, and please, please, please notify me when new videos drop. Short of that, my best advice would be to simply come back once a week and click on the videos tab on the channel and see what I posted this week and watch all the videos you haven't seen. Trust me, they're all super good. Especially that 1-hour video on Will Ospreay that totally didn't break my brain and leave me a broken shell of the man I used to be. "2020 would see Pac join up with the Lucha Brothers at first to take on the team of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and then later they would officially partner and become known as Death Triangle. One can only imagine what the original plans were for the trio, but whatever the plans were, they would be totally derailed by the COVID-19 virus that would isolate Pac in his home country and result in the Lucha Brothers teaming up with Eddie Kingston for reasons. I don't know, man. 2020 fucking sucked, okay?
¿Por qué tantos pinches nombres de pinche confundes a la gente, cabrón?
No, güey, pues es que mira, en AAA soy Pentagon Junior. En el Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre soy Penta en 0M.
Ajá.
En Lucha Underground empecé como Pentagon Junior y actualmente terminé como Pentagon Dark.
¿Cuándo te volviste luchador exótico? Por eso de los ojos.
¿Cuáles brillitos, güey? Si no traigo brillitos.
¿Cómo no? Estos pinches dragones que...
No, lo que pasa es que mi máscara está chingona, la tuya está corriente, güey. Esa es la gran diferencia, güey.
La mía está clásica, cabrón.
Nah.
¿No es un riesgo, güey, que los pinches pupilantes te metan un putazo?
Pues hasta ahorita, gracias a Dios, nunca me ha pasado nada. Lucho cómodo, no me estorban. Se ve más chingón mi personaje. Entonces, pues...
¡Vamos, pendejo!
¿Por qué le dices así a la gente, güey? Te están saludando, cabrón.
Pues así saludo.
No mames.
Entonces, ¿dónde viene el 0M?
¿Quieres que te diga la verdad o no, güey?
Sí, güey,
¿Por qué cero miedo?
Dímela.
Pero no te vas a burlar, güey.
No, pendejo. Yo
Pues
no
es
soy
que,
burlón.
no, ¿cómo chingón no, güey? Porque cuando me dieron el nombre, güey, de Pentagon Junior, mucha gente me decía que no tomara el personaje porque era un hombre maldito, güey, que a mis antecesores les había pasado cosas feas y todo ese desmadre. Y a veces el señor que quedó lastimado.
No te daba miedo, dijiste, cero miedo, putos, a la verga.
Sí, básicamente me estaban diciendo que no tomara el personaje, güey, que me iba a pasar algo malo y la chingada. Y yo dije, pues que no, güey, que no tenía miedo y quise hacer algo corto, pero que insinuara que no tenía miedo a lo que todo el mundo me decía, güey. Ajá. Entonces por eso fue que inventé. Y como me gustan los corridos, hay un grupo que dice cero miedo. Entonces se me quedó mucho esa frase, güey, y ahí le combiné. Los buitres de Culiacán.
Me buscan por tierra y me buscan por mar. Síganme buscando y me van a encontrar. Traigo mi comando estilo talibán. Están entrenados para destrozar.
Cero miedo, viejo.
Cero miedo,
Con esto que no me
papá.
Ni todo le quiere pelear. El mal enfermo los quiere calmar. Deja que esto
Ya valimos madre. Ya valimos madre.
Bájale la música, güey.
¿Traes droga?
No, güey.
Ah,
nada.
pinche aburrido. Rífate, te voy a meter un pinche chanclazo, un pierrotazo aquí en el pecho. ¿Por cuánto lo harías? Ah, este güey. Pásate para allá, te va a dar un putazo. ¿Yo por qué te voy a madrear?
Ahí está, güey.
Pásale, vete acá a la esquina.
¿Esa vas a abrir tú,
Pues sí, pendejo. Pues ¿qué tú qué crees que qué?
Pero va, dale.
A ver, trae su chichita. ¿Cómo es la técnica?
Así, güey, con huevos nada más.
Con huevos nada más. A ver, ¿dónde me lo vas a dar?
En el pecho, güey.
Espérame, cabrón, te van a atropellar.
No hay pedo, en la chichi también.
¡Aguas, güey! ¡Vas a atropellar de la moto, cabrón!
Oye, ¿es cierto que les prohíben decir ya groserías arriba del ring?
No, a mí no.
¿Tú sí les dices?
Yo las digo, güey.
¿Entonces qué les dices?
Pues ya, si estoy encabronado, güey, le digo... ¡Chingas a tu reputa madre! Pero nada más, güey.
This is Thunder Rosa from the Graveyards of Tijuana, Mexico. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, The Parts Unknown, and Grave Diggers keep digging.
The Lucha Brothers would try on multiple occasions to claim the AEW World Tag Team Championship belts, but they would come up short time and time again, until finally, after climbing up the ranks of the tag team division yet again, they would not only grasp the titles, but they would have one of the single greatest matches in all Elite Wrestling history with the Young Bucks in a steel cage match at All Out in 2021. The brothers would come out of this grueling and violent encounter absolutely elated. Not only had they accomplished a goal that they had been striving for since they signed in 2019, but they were also at this time having a record-setting run as the AAA Tag Team Champions as well. This would be the single greatest moment of the Lucha Brothers run in all Elite Wrestling.
We are so proud to be Mexican. We are so proud to be luchadors, represent my country, represent my lucha libre style, and this is the thing we always want to show everybody, just the lucha libre culture behind the mask, you know, and that's pretty much with the entrance we did. Just like what is the lucha libre culture from where it's come, and pretty much like because we are so proud to be Mexicans. Very important point, it's the John Bucks. It's one of the best rivals we have. I think versus Phase 2 John Bucks is the best matches the Lucha Brothers we have. We feel so sorry, a lot of feelings. It's like it's incredible. It's incredible. I don't have words. It's incredible. Like it's amazing. This is the Lucha Libre Pro Wrestling. Is the thing changed our life. This is the thing we love it so much, and we don't care. Put 100% one night and then the next one, because this the thing made me feel human. I have a lot of feelings when I be in the ring, and every night, every day we prepare ourselves for the best, because we want to be the best. Yeah, this is the power.
Penta says when he puts on his mask, he becomes somebody completely different. He becomes a superhero. He doesn't feel pain, and he's ready for anybody.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah, the power a mask have is incredible. Just like we go.
No pienses que usamos la máscara porque estamos feos.
Penta says they're not wearing it because they're ugly.
No, it's not the
Real power.
The superpower.
Yeah, superpower. El guapo.
Penta says that the Young Bucks are not only great athletes, they're amazing human beings. They're brothers just like their brothers, and they bring out the best in each other. And sometime down the road, whether it's a year, maybe 2 years from now, if Tony's okay with it, they'd love to face the Young Bucks in a hair versus mask match.
Thank you for watching, Mr. hot grave from parts unknown.
In October, the Lucha Brothers would defend and lose the AAA World Tag Team belts to FTR, who had dressed up as a couple of frogs to trick them. Look, I said what I said. Many think this wasn't as dumb as it sounds. I'm still undecided, actually. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What we can all agree was shitty was that the Lucha Brothers would end up dropping the AEW World Tag Team titles to the Jurassic Express on a random episode of Dynamite due to Ray seriously injuring his arm during the match after being driven through a table, and they would never be tag team champions in All Elite Wrestling again. The Lucha Brothers may have only held the AEW Tag Championships for a mere 122 days in total, but they would also have a memorable run as the second ever AEW World Trios Champions alongside PAC in 2022. The highlight of this run being the series of 7 matches they would have with the Elite, starting at that year's Full Gear and ending with an epic ladder match. Predictably, this would also end the team's run with the Trios titles, and the team would begin to become increasingly irrelevant to AEW and shuffled off to Ring of Honor, where they would see success winning the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship there and holding it for over 100 days. Ray and Pentagon would have some solid singles matches toward the end of their time in All Elite Wrestling, and were a true highlight anytime they would make an appearance. Fenix would even go on to hold the AEW International Championship due to an injury to Jon Moxley, and then drop it a mere 20 days later due to an injury of his own. The brothers would wrestle for the final time as a team in July of 2024 against Private Party, and then they were never seen again. The decline of the Lucha Brothers needs to be studied.
The decline of tag team wrestling in AEW needs to be studied.
That's the thing, isn't it? It like peaked with the Lucha Brothers winning the tag team belts in that steel cage with the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
That was the peak of tag team wrestling in AEW, and it just kind of went away. It was so hot in 2019. The heat on the AEW tag teams. Many people are like, oh, why didn't they push Ray Fenix as a singles guy? Why didn't they push Penta as a singles guy? Especially now, I hear a lot of that. You don't know how hot the tag team division in 2019 was. SCU, Young Bucks, the Lucha Brothers, Private Party. I mean, Santana and Ortiz. Absolutely stacked tag team division. Exciting, and it held like that until 2021.
Yeah.
But then it all fell apart like a house of cards.
And now, I mean, you just had the card pulled up for the show tonight, and I saw Private Party and got excited. And then I realized there were 6 people in that picture, and I'm like, oh, it's not even like for the tag titles. Man. It's some 6-man.
The routine now is somebody wins the tag belts, and then it's a triple threat or a quadruple threat tag match. You don't get just straight up 2 tag teams against each other in AEW anymore, and you haven't for a long time. You just don't really
crazy
get it.
Considering they probably had the greatest tag team division since the Attitude Era with like the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian and stuff like that. That tag division was stacked.
Absolutely insane. So, it leads to where we're at now with Pentagon in the WWE and Ray Fenix aching to join him but not being able to because he's had time put on his contract due to an injury. So what they did, I didn't talk about this in the video, but I'll talk about it. Well, I am talking about this in the video because I'm talking about it now. I didn't put it in my script, okay, is what I mean to say. And that is that, so Ray Fenix is still in AEW because he got injured. And when you get injured, they can opt to take that time and extend your contract with it, which a lot of people are crying foul and saying, just let him go. But this is a common practice in wrestling, and they want to hold on to him for whatever reason, or hold him to his contractual obligations. keep him away from the WWE. I don't know. Do you understand exactly that from a business side of things, being a professional wrestler yourself? Do you have an opinion on that?
On this topic, I can only speak as a WWE fan, just because I have not really experienced a whole lot of it with AEW. It seems like they're very much in the same boat with the amount of people that are just kind of off TV, waiting for their contracts to expire. It seems to be a very similar deal, or having their deals extended due to injury time. It is a very common practice. When you think about it, it does make sense in terms of you signed the deal for this long. Well, you weren't available for 70% of it, so now we're going to add. I don't think they can add the full time. I think it's like a fraction of the time that you missed. If you missed like for 70 days, they'll make you make up like 45 or something like that. Like they can't like do like the full time. I believe they could very well make you do the whole time. But the idea is to keep you almost held hostage, let your name cool off, let people kind of forget about you, and then let you go whenever you're going to go join somewhere else. If he popped up in WWE right now, the buzz would be insane. Like the Lucha Brothers are here, everything's awesome. Now everyone's wondering where Fenix is, and so they're going to hang on to him until they absolutely have to let him go. And the hope and the idea is maybe by then nobody will care.
That sounds
literally
messed
the
up.
thought.
It sounds messed up. The thing is, with Penta, I think it worked out in his favor. Because right now, and I've seen it on my own channel, 2019 AEW is hot because it just hit Max. You can now watch 2019 AEW very easily, whereas, a couple of days ago you couldn't. And what do you see all over 2019 AEW? You see the Lucha Brothers. They are so much. They are like integral part of AEW for the first 3 years. So
they were a building block of them first starting. Like when they first announced the company, and they were like, "Hey, here's like 8 guys that we signed," or however many. Like was like the very first announcement. The Lucha Bros were a huge deal to be involved in that. Everybody loved them in Lucha Underground and stuff. That was a big deal to pull them into a major American company like that.
So I think really it was good timing for him, because now his old back catalog can be like, everyone who's out there like, what's up with who's this Pentagon guy? Why is everybody so excited? You can just flip on Max and you can just find out. You can watch all their matches with the Young Bucks, and you can be like, wow, that ladder match was crazy. It's great that Pentagon is now in the WWE. Hey, when's Ray coming? I don't think Ray's going to cool off.
Right. And generally it doesn't work. It's not a very smart idea, but that's the idea that they try to push.
That's the old school Vince McMahon idea, which is why, Tony Khan catches flack for doing it, because he's supposed to be different, damn it.
Right.
Like it's a dumb idea. I don't think it's going to work. I mean, what's going to work is if they're able to still sell Phoenix's merch.
Right. And I think right now they can.
Yeah. So maybe that kind of helps you out from a contractual status point. I don't know, man. Now, did you watch Penta's first match in the WWE?
Oh God, yes I did. Did you watch it?
I did. I watched it live because now you can just stream them. So I tuned in. My producer started texting me, and he started texting me details of the match. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll turn it on. So I turned it on. First thing I noticed, his theme sucks. Do you feel that way? Is that unanimous between us? That theme was hot garbage.
It's very mid. Maybe it's from where I watch a lot of WWE. I'm kind of used to mid, especially when you first debut. Especially when you first debut, you get the worst, most generic bullcrap. One glaring example of that not being the case is like Shinsuke Nakamura. His theme was awesome, but
they did good.
Generally, they give you some generic crap.
That was NXT.
Yes,
he got that. The NXT black and gold NXT presentation was, I think I said at the start of the video, I mean, black and gold NXT was a big influence on AEW. Everything was cool. WWE, modern WWE, is just, they're not into cool for some reason. I don't know why they gave him like this generic rock music. I mean, this guy's like a Latin hero, and he's got like, I wouldn't know it from the music. There's no Latin influence whatsoever, and there's no Mexican, nothing.
Right.
It's like,
I think they might have shied away from it because they do get a lot of flack for being generic.
Oh yeah,
where like every luchador gets some Mexican, Spanish, Latin sounding music. Every Japanese wrestler has some samurai character and some stupid like Japanese flag waving in their entrance video. Like, so they could have shied away from it to try to make it different, but I think this is an instance where they should have leaned in a little bit.
Just a little flavor. I mean, you're coming off of AEW where they had this awesome theme that was remixed about 3 or 4 different times during their run. It's such a downgrade. So that's the first thing that hit me. Visually, the presentation is good. I think many have said that he did like a homage to La Parka with his colors and everything, and that was cool. And a lot of fire behind him when he showed up. That was nice. And then the match, which is not an AEW match. Credit to Penta for being able to adapt to the style.
Right.
He definitely wrestled differently than, I think my favorite recent match that he had was with Adam Copeland. That match was great. This match was not as good as his match with Adam Copeland.
No, when WWE signs a lot of people, and one of the biggest reasons NXT is a thing, and like so many names like Adam Cole and stuff go to NXT whenever you're like, what the hell? This guy's like the guy in Ring of Honor. Why is he going to like your G League over here? One of the biggest reasons for that is the WWE style and how they do things is very, 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 very different. And you need that time to process, to learn, to adapt, to change. You need that developmental league to become who you're going to be in WWE. Very rarely is someone in like Ring of Honor or on the Indies or something, and they're exactly who they were there on the WWE roster. You have to adapt. You have to change. They don't let you get away with some of the stuff that you did on the Indies. So for Pentagon to come out here and have a match with Chad Gable, who is a phenomenal worker, and to be able to do the WWE style, he did look a little, I don't want to call it intimidated. I also don't want to call it scared or lost or anything, but you saw a little bit of this, a hint of the deer in the headlights in him, where he just was a little bit unsure of what he was doing, but he did it. And he did it better than probably anybody could have done it. And that's a huge tip of the hat to him and his adaptability and his just skill in the ring.
Yeah, it's a whole other gear that he had to go into. And maybe it was just trying to slow himself down. I think they just worked. I'd say one guy that didn't change between AEW and WWE is Cody. He wrestles the damn same, because I think he just wrestled the WWE style in AEW. I don't think he didn't really change when he went to the Indies or what he learned in the WWE, and he just wrestles that way.
Yeah.
Penta would go 1,000 miles per hour in AEW, which was extremely exciting to see. So for me, being familiar with that, watching him in the WWE, it felt like, why are the brakes on this guy? But, it's their style and all that. He's had to remove a lot of moves. He can't do the sling blade. There's been a lot of talk about this. He can't do the fear factor pile driver, which was his finisher. Now he has switched over to the made in Penta, or the Penta driver as they're calling it. What I think is funny is how much the E-boys are flipping, going gaga when he jumps over the top rope, which is like a common move in AEW.
Yeah.
But in WWE does it. Oh my God! Elicits a holy shit chant, whereas like in AEW, I mean, it's kind of cool that that move is kind of more protected in WWE, so it does like pop the crowd. Like, I don't have a problem. I think it's neat.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, yeah, he's going to do that 3 times, right? Just the once? Oh, okay. All right. Just the once. He does a Canadian destroyer, or a Mexican destroyer, as they put it over, and everyone loses their mind. And normally we see, 3 of those a match.
Right.
Darby Allin will spam those. So yeah, it's a very different style. It's interesting. What do you think about his? Well, how would you project his run in WWE going? It's very early. It's his first match. No one has any idea.
I've seen the wheels fall off of way shinier cars.
Yeah.
So I won't give him my massive seal of endorsement right now. But in terms of the effort they put in, the time that they gave him, the opponent that they gave him, everything about it screams megastar. The way they presented him is absolutely amazing, and they're putting him over like they did Nakamura, like they've done plenty of people before him. Like, I mean, Nakamura is a good example of one that maybe it didn't go exactly the way they wanted, but he looks really good right now. And the match was okay. Entrance was not very good, or the entrance music. The entrance, the presentation of it was excellent. That's really the key takeaway here. The presentation of Pentagon and WWE was phenomenal. They are making him look crazy good.
Big time superstar debut. What'd you think of all the buzz about Penta making his debut for WWE?
I was excuse me, I was a little surprised. You know, we had him here at AEW for a good while. Soft-spoken guy, no trouble. Yeah, hardly knew he was there until he got in the ring, and then he was phenomenal. But I was a little surprised at the hype. So what it tells me is that WWE and Triple H covet him in a significant way, where he's going to be in main events or semi-main events within the next year, if not sooner. So, but I was a little surprised. There's so many guys doing that. I don't like to use this term, act, that bit, that routine of the luchadors. So when I hired Rey Mysterio, we didn't have anybody that even compared to Rey, but really nobody in the business did. If you asked a lot of the insiders, but he was special, unique. He's one of a kind. So, and I don't know that Penta just never. We had a lot of that kind of style in AEW. So he was one of many that did a lot of acrobatics and flying things. Now, he might have been the best at doing it. I'm not saying that, but he wasn't the only one doing it. So it made it less special. And WWE's got a good stock of luchadors. They got several guys in the roster that have that background. You just got to be careful how you book it.
Miras in the ring. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. Drama with both of us in the ring, we take it there. Cero miedo means that we never scared. Hit 'em with the chairs, chingazos in the air. Si te sale sangre, homie, we don't care. We got one mission, just to beat you down. Mexican, el rey, give me my crown. No es juego, what you think, it's a game. You know the name, Lucha Bros, bring the pain. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. Lucha Bros, Mexican. Cero miedo, miras in the ring. La mejor pareja del planeta. La mejor pareja del planeta.